All right, Aisha, as part of our wrap-up comments, Quayson has now been given the go-ahead to do his campaign. Of course, the ruling will come tomorrow, whether the trial can still continue. And for your perspective, what does it mean? What would you say to that?
Well, until after tomorrow, we can't really say much about it because we are still waiting for tomorrow for the final judgment. But for now, he's going about doing his campaign. So, but what I would say is, I would want to address the Attorney General's behavior. It's rather unfortunate that we have an Attorney General that has shifted away from his professional position as an Attorney General and is being so intoxicated by power. Our Attorney General is so intoxicated by power that he has even forgotten his role as an Attorney General.
Why do you say that?
Yes. An Attorney General is supposed to carry himself in such a way that after the justice delivery, all parties will be certain in their minds that they've been treated fairly. But as an Attorney General, if you can go about saying Quayson will be imprisoned just like Adamu Sakande, then I will call that a very reckless statement, especially coming from an Attorney General.
He's expressing an opinion.
An opinion? That's not an opinion. He's an Attorney General. He has influence in this case. We all know. He has an influence in this case. So if you're an Attorney General who has an influence and interest in this case, and you make such public utterances, how do you expect the other party to take the result of whatever ruling will come out? You don't make such reckless statement. And you saw the show of bravado at the court, even before the judge would rule that, look, I would want us to hold on to this thing till he finishes with his campaign or not. He has already issued threats. Threat of getting a bench warrant to arrest Quayson if he refused to appear in court. Even before the judge would, give his ruling. What kind of arrogance is that? Was that supposed to intimidate the judge to rule otherwise? Was that supposed to intimidate the judge? As an Attorney General, you don't go about lifting your shoulders, trying to impose your power on judges. You don't do that. And he should be mindful the way he's going about doing his things. Power is transient. Power is transient. Today you are an Attorney General. Tomorrow you have no power. The power will be in the bosom of other people, and they can use it anyhow against you. They will pay you back. He's a very young man. He has a future. He should tone down the way he goes about doing his things. It will not inure to his benefits. It will only inure to the benefit of Nana Akufo-Addo, the man he is trying so much to please, even at the expense of his own integrity and his career as a professional lawyer. He should be very mindful.
He's the Attorney General, a Minister of Justice.
Yes, and an Attorney General. What kind of legacy are you going to leave behind? Didn't he see how his predecessors carried themselves? Didn't he see how Marietta Brew-Upon carried herself? Didn't he see how Betty Maud carried herself? So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? That you have to pose yourself as some arrogant Attorney General before your party can believe in you and say you are working. His utterances were rather unfortunate. And the way he was trying to, rock shoulders with Chachu even in court. It was.
He's the Attorney General. So.
No, but it was below him. A person in that position shouldn't stoop that low. It was below him. This show of power and trying to make everybody feel, yes, you have the power, because you are intimidating everybody. You are trying to paint a picture that Quayson has committed a crime and must be arrested. How do you even compare Quayson's case to Adamu Sakande? Adamu Sakande, at the time that he was a parliament, had 3 citizenship. He was a citizen of Burkina, citizen of Britain, and a citizen of Ghana. 3 citizenship. But this is a man, Jechi Quayson, who entered the parliament as a mono-citizen. He was a Ghanaian and solely a Ghanaian as at the time he had entered parliament as an MP. And our law is clear on that. That as at the time of becoming a member of parliament, you must hold only 1 citizenship.
Well,
and that is what he held at the time he was on.
Has been redefined in that ruling.
No, but that is not what the Constitution says.
But
the Constitution has spelled out clearly.
You don't interpret the Constitution. But the Supreme Court has the powers.
But you see, we can all read and understand. So even in Zanato Rawlings' case, clearly it talked about being a member of parliament and not nomination, filing of nomination. So if today, because probably we want a result to inure to the benefit of a particular group, we try to give it a different interpretation, then Roland, we are not being fair to ourselves. We are not being fair to ourselves. What crime has Jechi Quayson committed? No. He hasn't deceived any public officer. In any case, it's the same public officer that cleared him to go ahead and contest. Is it not the same EC that cleared him to go ahead and contest? So where is the perjury? Where is the deceit of public officer coming in here? Right. We are just trying to fabricate stories just to pin it on the man so that we can equalize on something that is not worth equalizing.
Your conclusion now. The man is free to go about his business. Of course, when the determination is made on the criminal trial outcome, then we're going to have it. But
have you done the criminal trial?
No, it's still ongoing. Of course. So
what is coming out tomorrow? The determination whether he's a criminal or not?
No, whether he should be in court
hold on
each
to the
day.
Trial
but the
after the
election
election
is Tuesday.
Yes.
So if I think that we should move on, because the NDP keep talking about the second day.
Adamu
Sakande. It was a very unfortunate situation. Whoever did that, it wasn't right. Especially when the man came out and died. And we need to be careful how we treat our diasporan brothers. For me, what is important is that we shouldn't send the wrong signal. And Randy, I said, Randy Roland, I have said on this platform before that when you go onto the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it doesn't tell you about what is in the Constitution. It tells you about that if you become a dual citizen, the advantages, and one of them is employment. And Jechi Quayson came for employment. Besides, you have 2 citizenships. I don't know how you wait. It really beats my imagination that you have 2 citizenships. How can you owe allegiance to another more than the other? And truly, the people.
You mean dual citizenship?
Yeah, dual citizenship. That is what he had before all these things happened. Truly, the people who go abroad, their allegiance is to Ghana. Anybody who know the Ghanaian community, they are with the Ghana. They eat their Ghanaian food. Everything is Ghana.
And even in Canada, they don't owe allegiance to the country.
Yes.
It's to the monarch.
Yes,
they don't even owe allegiance.
It is Ghana. Do you get me? So this thing of you holding when it comes,
you're saying we have to revisit that law?
We have to revisit the Constitution. I was coming to that. We have a Constitution they created 7th January. What does it do? What is the essence of that Constitution? That Constitution becomes very nonsensical if we are not able to even educate people on the Constitution. Roland, even educated people don't know the provisions in the Constitution. Yes.
If you don't have to know, then...
No, you have to know because it concerns you. If you read the Constitution from page 1 to the last page, everything in there concerns us. So you should know. The basis of most of our laws are taken out of here. So the point is that now he is doing his campaign. Let him do his campaign and let's see who wins. These things, nobody, you can predict, but you don't know what the people want, the constituents want. But we shouldn't let it seem as if that we are trying to make life difficult or witch hunts. We are all Ghanaians. And that is the most important thing in every equation in this nation. We are all Ghanaians.
You're saying we shouldn't use the law
And
to...
if you claim he's going to be imprisoned, why are you so worked up? Why are you so worked? He is going to be imprisoned. Since you think you have all the facts and think he will be imprisoned, allow him to contest. If he gets imprisoned, you will bring another person so that we contest another election.
Kingsley Doe, you say that the ladies in your studio this morning are really making my morning. I love the show. Thank you very much. And then I hope that all of us we're back on air as well. And Philip Abochi in Keta. Sorry that we went off briefly, and we're now back. Now from Chris in Ashaliboche, he says that the president should know that rating agencies are there to guide all countries. Ghana does not live on an island. When the rating agencies were positively for his campaign before 2017, he went around saying the president and government at the time was not managing the economy well. Now that the rating agencies have rated us to junk status, he is complaining. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Chris Ashalibotre. Musa Abatwa in Aswase says, President Akufo-Addo has not been fair to the rating agencies who always made fair judgment regarding economic performance based on economic indicators. If the indicators are bad today, it does not in any way show that they are biased. Then I have a couple of you on our stream too. Alfred Odu says, Nanado as a president has good indicators up to 2019. He was happy then. From 2020, when the indicators are bad, he is whining. The president should look at himself again. Chris Tete says, giving exemptions to companies that are coming to destroy our land. That's what we're doing. And now look at where we are as a country. And then Bruno Osei says, indeed, if you look at what Nkrumah achieved, what the CPP woman, Nana Jantwa, is talking about is achievable today. Today is your birthday, Dorcas Nyaba. You work with the Ghana National Association of Teachers. From your beautiful sister, Lydia Nyaba, with the Central Region Office. I say happy birthday to you. I hope that you're also having some great time as well, Dorcas. So we go for a break. When we come back, we have a conversation. It's a conversation we want to have not only on sports, but it's about if you are a mother, you know, and your child does not know the father of that child, are you entitled to tell that child? Because, I mean, you are well-to-do, or you took care of that child, etc. You know, so are you entitled? Are you entitled? Because if everything is fine, why not? I don't know whether I can ask on air that. Can I ask?
That was.
So, you know, sometimes they say that it's only a woman who knows the father of the child.
Yeah.
And so if, let's say, the child grew up not knowing the father, but everything is fine, are you entitled to tell him or her who the father is and why?
If you want to, but if you haven't told the child all their life, I don't think you have to go back to
what if the child is pursuing you for that?
Oh, you pursue you grown up and everything.
Yes,
is all right.
grown up, yes. Grown
not
up.
A baby,
No, grown up.
Grown up. And if you feel that, if
It's
I didn't tell
necessary.
the child when he was a child or she was a child, and the person is grown up to what age? Maybe
25, 30.
Oh, the person is grown up. So why should I tell you? Maybe there's a reason why I'm not telling you. And sometimes you have to let things lie.
That's right.
Do you get me? You have to let things lie. You don't have to go looking for certain things.
Opening wounds.
The wounds and skeletons and all that. So sometimes, because even sometimes when you look for that father and you go to that father, you might be hurt more than not knowing. Because it is possible when your mother gave birth to you, he said he didn't know you. He said he didn't want the child.
Was not part of your life.
Yes,
But you see, it's not all of us that have the mental will to take things as it's being presented to us. You tell me you don't know my father, I don't have my father. Not that I don't know but you are unwilling to tell me who my father is.
Fantastic.
I'm always trying to look out for where I can see my father, who my father is. I'll be thinking aloud all the time. So I'll be coming back to you all the time, trying to pursue you, to show me who my father is. But if you are clear with me, look, your father is dead, look, I got raped, look, then I'll have a closure and say
in
yes.
In this world, it is not the person who gave birth to a child who is always a father. You can find fathers anywhere. Your husband can even be your father. You can find fathers anywhere. There are men who are prepared to nurture young men and become fathers.
It's not only your biological father.
In that case, you don't even have the edge to go and look for your biological father. But in a case that you lack a father figure in your life, you never got that fatherly love, you would always be willing to know who your father is, to see that person, even if he's in the gutter.
I love your perspective as well. Yes. It's okay. Yeah. So that's Nanea Achempim Jantwa, the General Secretary for the CPP, and then Aisha Mohammed. Al-Hassan, forgive me.
Al-Hassan, Aisha Mohammed.
I have to get used to your name.
Al-Hassan.
Yeah, I'm used to Aisha, but Aisha Al-Hassan. Thank you very much as well. We're taking a break. And for all of you who have been sending messages, money, good morning to you. We're taking a break. We'll be right back and bring you the latest in sports and have that discussion as well.